An author, an ordained minister, and a coach, Chase Snelling, a star athlete in his own right at Rogers in Kentucky State, wears many hats. Earlier this year, he was recognized as the African American Legacy Project as a sports legend of Northwest Ohio. When he visited with Mark Coons, he made it clear all of those titles really mean the same thing: giving back to the community.
Growing up going to Rogers, you played football, you played basketball, you ran track. Which of the three was your favorite?
It depends on the time of the year. It just depends. Actually, I was quarterback for football, point guard for basketball, and I was on all of the sprint relays as well as pole vault. So it just depended on the part of the season. My friends even shifted according to what team I was on because I was always so busy. But because I played football in college and had so much success there, I would probably have to say football.
You mentioned your father, you mentioned your mother, you mentioned your sister. I'm picking up that your family was a major influence in your life.
Yes, I am ultimately what a definition of legacy is. I was raised in Toledo, born on Islington. I was ultimately a Bulldog at birth. My father coached at Scott with Mr. Williams, Earl, everybody. I was raised watching Chris Polinich, Marcus Newborn, who was also being inducted, Jim Jackson, Eric Newsom, Fred King, everybody. They were my big brothers, both Corey Pargo, all these people around our city. I had an opportunity to actually learn from them, watch them. My father made sure that I was molded by these people, also coached by them. Is why I might coach at Southview and coach at St. John's, but I train athletes from any high school. I don't care where you go to school. It's more important that we focus on getting a scholarship, a higher education, and just bettering yourself as a person. And so my parents have always promoted that. They have shown me that this is how this ultimately works. I've literally come home from school as a elementary kid and Corey and them in our living room, laying in the floor. I always practiced with Scott's teams when I was a younger kid at the Bancroft Kent Center. And they always embraced me, showed me, and as we grew older, these relationships just grew. And so now to this day, they still help me mold the kids. I help Cornell Smith with his camp. This is a yearly thing. I actually bring St. John's entire team to help with Scott because Ben Williams and Coach Heinchel at St. John's, when we were coming up, would have these all-star camps, and they would put forth all this effort to bring city kids and suburban kids together because that's the only way community can work. It's not separate, but we have to work them together.
You've touched on this a little bit. You continue to now invest in the next generation, coaching at Southview, at St. John's, as well as basketball at AAU. How much pleasure do you derive out of instilling those values into the next generation?
Well, it's vital because if we don't step up and continue to do for those that did for us, then it just falls there. I have a program called Peace Community Enhancement. Positive Energy Activates Constant Elevation. It's a complete program that focuses on education, athletics, spirituality, arts, and business. Because now our young people are getting paid to play sports. They can ultimately get 2 degrees in 5 years. It takes a lot of focus as a young person to be that responsible. So our program actually picks our athletes. We start them in junior high school, go with them through high school, through college. We have 7 athletes now on full scholarship that we work with as well. I have 3 that will be getting full scholarships in the next couple of years that's coming out of high school. And the parents' participation is mandatory. This is something that is done year-round. It's not something we do for 3 months during the season. An elite athlete they don't have off seasons. And then academically, you most definitely don't have off seasons. And now because there's so many AAU programs and national track programs, all this, they have to have some guidance so they can actually compete at a higher level because of the transfer portal. The transfer portal is now taking away scholarships from freshmen, so you have to perform at an elite level or your scholarship is going to be given to an older, more experienced young man, which I ultimately can agree with when you're looking at the bigger picture.